amigos. I want to give you a little update. First of all, my name is Izzy Busy if you like, and that's the name of my channel. And I mainly talk about my divorce, what brought me to it, my ex, and the situation I'm in, why I think all this happened, and what are my thoughts about it, especially at my age, because I'm 58 years. And it doesn't really bother me that much. Someone said today online, today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and I really like that quote, even though it's very cheesy and very corny, but it sort of expresses what I believe, that I still have many years left, and just, you know, having regrets and trying to go back into the past and change it is not, first of all, it's impossible, and also it's not good to go that way. It's better for me to stay in the present and to focus on what I've got. You know, the many years I hope I still have to live, because today life expectancy is much longer than it used to be in the past. And anyway, I had a few thoughts today. I was watching a few videos, and I have always watched videos about narcissism, and that term narcissist, it actually came into fashion quite a few years ago, and before that there wasn't such an awareness about these people. And I believe also that the term is a bit overused today. As soon as you see someone whose behavior doesn't appeal to you or doesn't match your expectations, you call them a narcissist. Well, that's a bit unfair. We can't call everyone narcissists. But I must say that my soon-to-be ex-husband, well, we're not living together anymore. I moved out on the 21st of October. I moved out of our family home, which was very, very difficult and very painful for me. And I did it very quickly because I didn't want him to stop me from doing it. So it was quite like done a little bit secretly. I had friends who helped me move my furniture. I had booked a removalist, and the removalist let me down. It was very, very stressful anyway. And also my adult children helped me with the move. And two of my adult children, two of my adult sons are living with me, and they're aged 20, hang on, how old is my oldest son now? 28, and soon to be 20, no, or 20, no, sorry, 28 and 20, I've got 6 children, so please forgive me if I forget their age. I don't forget their ages, but it's, you know, I sort of got to keep up with it. And my daughter, who's 15, she will be 16 early next year. So I'm not on my own, and I have a lot of support. Also my adult daughter, who's 27, she gives me a lot of support as well. She witnessed what happened when I was with my ex. She lived with us for a number of years too, and then moved out about 8 or 9 years ago. And yeah, what I want to say is that for a long time I doubted that my husband was a narcissist, my ex-husband was a narcissist. And just because he didn't tick all the boxes, for example, he hasn't cheated on me with another woman, but I think he has cheated on me in other ways. And he has used me and abused me and manipulated me. And it began, you know, when I look back, the way our relationship began, it was kind of a whirlwind relationship, you know, like things happened very fast. And today, if that happened to me and things were to happen fast like that, that would be a red flag for me today, and it wouldn't be something that I would welcome. But back then I was still a bit naive. I was just 41, I think, yeah, 41. And even though, but I was still quite young in my head, so to say. And the alarm bells didn't go off when he bombarded me with love, presents, you know, compliments, outings and all that. It was just like, finally someone who cares about me and who is romantic and who loves me the way I want to be loved. And that's what narcissists are very good at. They can analyze your needs very quickly and figure out what these needs are, and then work on that, and use these needs and these weaknesses to trap you in their, you know, in their net, you know. And that's what happened. I was in a very vulnerable situation because I just separated from my first husband, who was an alcoholic, and I had been living with an alcoholic for 11 years. And although he was never physically violent, he did a lot of things that I would today say are very inappropriate and very damaging. And he did cheat on me as well, and that was the last straw, and that's when I broke up with him. But in a lot of ways, my first husband I don't think he was a narcissist. He was more an alcoholic. He had some narcissistic traits, but he also had a very gentle heart deep down, and he did care. He didn't just use me. And so when I met my ex-husband, I don't really want to say, I don't know if I've said his name on this channel, but it's not his. Anyway, I'll call him his name. It doesn't matter because his passport is under another name anyway, so Joe. So he was very loving and very quick to build this closeness with me, and to make me confide in him, and to be protective of me, and all these things that I really needed at the time, because I felt very lonely and very isolated, and without anyone to stick up for myself. I don't feel like that today at all. I feel that I have a lot of support, especially with my adult children, some friends that I got that I haven't lost during my relationship with the narcissist, thank goodness. And so I was in a very vulnerable situation. I felt this emptiness within me, and he was there to fill that emptiness, to fill that longing. And he was so quick to love me and to tell me I love you. He did it even before normally I used to be the one who would come out with, I love me and things like that. And I'd be very quick to open my heart and to give my heart away. But in that instance, he was quicker than me. And he sort of, swept me off my feet basically, and really did the love bombing to an extent that it was, to me, something I'd never ever experienced. But as I said today, that I would have my eyes wide open, and this would be a red flag actually if that happened, because you can't fall in love and build a relationship that quickly. It takes time. Time is a big factor, and it takes time to know someone. It's not just an attraction from the outside, it's inside. To get to know that person, that person's personality, the character, their intentions, their motives, whether they have empathy, whether they are open to discussion, open to negotiation, open to all these things that you need in a relationship. That takes time. And the first time I realized that there was a problem, we were in the car, I remember, and we had a discussion, and he made a very hard comment on, I think it was homeless people or the elderly, and anyway, saying that they really should be all put away, and they shouldn't have the right to live because they're taking up people's resources. Anyway, something like that, or whether it was refugees or the homeless. And I said, how can you say that? These people are human just like we are. How dare you say that about a human being? And all of a sudden I saw his eyes changing, and there was all of a sudden that evil, nasty look. It's as if the totally different persona had taken over his body, and he was speaking to me, and it was very, very angry and very humiliating, and very domineering, very forceful. And this is the narcissistic Joe that I've known so many times. And he has this persona that when he's angry, that takes over, and that turns him into an evil, nasty, manipulative, and very horrible person. And you can't get through when he's in that, when that trance is happening. It's very hard, first of all, not to react, because it really hurts you to your core. And it's also very difficult you can't talk to him. When he's in that state, you can't talk to him. He doesn't respond to any reasoning, to any common sense, to nothing. And this is the time when he used to gaslight me and make me believe that I'd said or done certain things, and make me believe that I was a bad person. I was a loser. I was someone who was a total idiot, and I was a stupid bitch. He always used to call me a bitch in those moments. Thank you very much. And and that's very hurtful. And this is a very narcissistic thing to do. It's part of the narcissistic rage and part of the way they want to push you down and domineer, and they'll talk over you. They won't even listen. These people don't listen to you. They're not interested in what you've got to say because they know it all. They know best. You don't know anything. So this is what it used to be. And this always used to happen as soon as there was a disagreement. Then all of a sudden this horrible persona would take over, and those eyes, those vacant, reptilian, alien eyes would look at me, and basically you become like hypnotized, and you freeze, and you yourself feel that rage building inside of yourself. And quite a few times I have done things that I regret doing now, like throwing objects and storming out of the house and getting into my car, doing crazy things just because of that. In the end, I never used to react. When I saw those signs, I would leave the house and I would just avoid him like the pest and not be around him. And that's what ultimately saved me. But I must say, so this was one narcissistic trait. Another one is that I believe that he has used me financially. When I met him, I had $100,000 in the bank. Now that I've left him, I've got nothing, but he's got over $500,000, more than $700,000 saved up. All the time we were together, he was able to save up so much money. At the same time, he used to justify this as, oh, but I look after you, I look after your family, I pay half of the bills, I do this. But when he was married to his first wife, when that marriage ended, he was left, after 24 years of marriage, he was left with $15,000 in his bank account. That was the proceed of their highly mortgaged home that they had together. His ex ended up with the same amount. Now he's ending up with so much wealth, and I've got basically nothing, because those $100,000 that I had inherited from my father, who unfortunately died prematurely from leukemia. And this is money that our dad left for me, and it was meant to go into real estate, preferably. And we used that money to purchase our home in 2005. Now, he never said, oh, thank you so much for helping us purchase this home, Izzy, that's wonderful. And when we sell the home, you will get that $100,000 back. No, he wants it to himself now. Now, it's half of it is his. That's his money now. However, recently, when he inherited some money of his mum, that's the second time he's inherited money, because he also inherited money of his dad, but I'm not really sure how much that was. And I don't know how much he inherited this time, because he would never disclose any financial details to me. I suggested that he put a little bit extra into the mortgage, and it was only 10, like about $15,000 or $16,000 extra. And you know what he said to me? He said, oh, if I do that, we will go to the lawyer and we will write an agreement saying that when the house gets sold, you owe me, I will write you a receipt saying that you owe me $16,000, or how much is that? And I said, what? After all these years that we've been married, 17 years, and you're gonna write me a bill me, a 58-year-old woman, after, you know, after all the money that I've sacrificed. And he couldn't see it that way. No, he didn't agree. You know, that was his right to have that money. And yeah, I need to stop now because someone's coming.